next week.
Steve, we have breaking news. We have breaking news, real breaking news in the NFL right now.
Is it Aaron Rodgers to the Jets?
It is not Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. It is, per Adam Schefter, and not an Adam Schefter troll account, the real Adam Schefter, that the Chicago Bears are trading the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers for pick number 9, pick 61, DJ Moore, a second-round pick in 2025, and a first-round pick in 2024. So let's recap. The Chicago Bears are trading the number 1 overall pick for pick 9, pick 61, a first in 24, a second in 25, and DJ Moore, which means Justin Fields has a wide receiver.
What a freaking move by the Bears. Gotta love that. I mean,
dear God.
Can you make a better move than that? You go from 1 to 9. You get DJ Moore. You get a future first-round pick, right? So, I mean, well done. Well freaking done. They took advantage of the market, the quarterback situation. Carolina makes a good move, too. Frank Reich, well done as well. I mean, giving up DJ Moore is tough, but if you're going to restart the clock, I guess, you're going to build up a quarterback anyway. You want to get the number 1 pick. You believe in the prospect. You get it done. So I think it's good for both teams, but I love what the Bears just did.
Sensational move. The compensation, like I'm blown away because that is like giving up 3 first round, because essentially DJ Moore is worth the first. And then you get pick number 9, a pick in 2024 first. So that's 3 firsts, essentially, if you want to include DJ Moore as a first, and then 2 second-round picks.
Man,
where do you want to start here?
Well, I just want to say, DJ Moore, first of all, I love as a receiver. Coming into the fantasy season last year, I didn't like him because he's playing with Sam Darnold. He's moving all the way up to the 3rd round. I thought that was a mistake. For the most part, it was. But now that he goes to the Bears with Justin Fields, 2nd round, 3rd round, I take him there easy.
What, in fantasy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still trying to digest this, Steve.
He was going in the 3rd round last year. I think it's a great move for the Bears. They killed it. They killed the game. That's exactly what they had to do. They got Justin Fields. He showed enough last year as a quarterback. I think many think the same. He had no weapons. The offensive line was brutal. He still performed. He ran like a maniac. He made a lot of good throws as well. Still needs to work on his passing game, of course, but you get a guy like DJ Moore. You get the 9th pick. You add an offensive lineman there. You protect him. You continue to build around. So they got future picks out of it as well. Excellent move. And then the Panthers, they just stole the hearts of a lot of teams for sure.
So DJ Moore, this is a guy who, in fantasy, he's been a perennial, I'll say it's been a disappointment. Had that 1 year, 2019, 15.4 PPR points per game, wide receiver 14 in that category, and then in the 3 seasons since, wide receiver 28, 23, and 33. A lot of it, I would say almost all of it, has to do with the quarterback play in Carolina. You insert him now with Justin Fields. I think this is an instant bump, because if we believe Justin Fields is the real deal, then this is going to be the best quarterback DJ Moore has ever played with in his NFL career, because Cam was in the back end of his career. And what else did DJ Moore really have, right? Teddy Bridgewater, Kyle Allen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. It's been a mess. So I love this move for DJ Moore's fantasy value. This might be the first year ever I actually draft this guy, because I've been that low on his situation. Now the situation's to the moon.
Yeah, I was drafting him, when he came out of the draft. I always get a little giddy. I liked him. Always loved his talent, but then the quarterback situation was a complete shit show. That's why I've been fading him. It was never about his talent. So I totally agreed. Again, 2nd round, I'll take him maybe. We'll see what happens, but definitely the 3rd, probably the 2nd. And I'm expecting a lot of things from him this year, and Justin Fields.
Now, this new Bears offense, you got more. You got Darnell Mooney.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Chase
what about is
Claypool.
Claypool? Yeah, he's not a free agent. He's going to be still there. So that's a solid 3.
Yeah,
They have right now at wide receiver.
Now the next step is you got to build the offensive line. You have to protect Justin Fields, one of the worst offensive lines in the league last year. They played slightly better towards the end of the year, but maybe with that 9 pick they go after offensive lineman. I think that make the most sense.
Cole Kmet, is he a free agent? No, he's good. He's good. So yeah, I mean, they're pretty damn loaded now. I do not see this team bringing back David Montgomery. I see Montgomery, as we talked about, to Kansas City.
Yeah.
But you got Khalil Herbert. I do think that now we'll talk about free agent running backs. That's a loaded pool. They're probably going to bring in another guy to go behind Khalil Herbert. But all of a sudden, this Bears offense looks outstanding. And I think they're going to focus a lot of their draft attention on the defensive side of the football because they are now out of the wide receiver market.
Yeah,
the rest of this whole draft, defense for Matt Eberflus.
And offensive line, too.
Yeah.
But, their offensive line sucks. You got to protect those guys. But, yeah, the defense, we saw they gave away Roquan Smith. They had injuries on the defense as well. It was a complete mess. Towards the end of last year, they were getting smoked by everybody. So, obviously, and Eberflus is a defensive guy. So, yeah, obviously, that's going to be a big point for them as well.
Zach and Alex in the chat bringing this trade up as well. Albert in the chat bringing this up. So now the fallout here, Steve, who the hell is the Carolina Panthers drafting at quarterback? They just gave up a king's ransom to move up. Who's it going to be? Is it Bryce Young? Is it DJ Stroud? Is it Anthony Richardson?
We don't know. It's probably one of those 3 guys, though. It could even be Levis. Who the hell knows? I mean, it depends who they like the most, but it's probably going to be either Stroud or Love, I would think. Most likely Stroud. But who the hell knows? It's going to be one of those 3 guys probably. And then you got to throw Will Levis in there as well. I think he's got a chance possibly to go number 1.
You think?
Yeah, maybe.
They could have got Levis at 9. Where they didn't have to move up to number 1, in my opinion, to get Will Levis.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you're right.
Maybe the combine buzz from this guy, Anthony Richardson, maybe that's their target. And maybe the buzz, and he pops so much, because he reminds me of Cam Newton. That's the comp, and he even he used to call himself in school Cam Jackson. So he thinks he's half Cam Newton, half Lamar Jackson. Maybe Anthony Richardson's on the clock right now. Maybe he's the guy with the Panthers on the clock.
But even he wasn't guaranteed to go number 1 either. It's most likely Love or Stroud. Obviously, those are the 2 favorites. But it could be Richardson as well. He's received a ton of freaking hype after the combine.
Guys in the chat, who do you think the Carolina Panthers traded up to get? Let's see your opinion. I don't think it's Bryce Young. To me, it's Stroud or Richardson. I think the knock on Bryce Young, the size is going to be an issue. He has great leadership skills, but the size is going to be an issue. I think it's Stroud. Zach is saying C.J. Stroud. Now, in my mock drafts, I had the Colts trading up to get C.J. at number 1. Mm-hmm. But it would not surprise me one bit if it's Anthony Richardson either.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll find out more and more. There's going to be questions asked now. Who the heck do you want? And maybe they reveal their answers sooner than later. I mean, the draft we're a month away. What? When's
50
the draft?
days, I think Adam Schefter tweeted out. 50 days.
50 days. Okay, so it's going to heat up. We'll find out soon. We'll get rumblings, and we'll get a good idea who they're going to pick.
Yeah, this is wild.
Crazy. I mean, the Bears, hell of a job. I mean, you get pick 9, pick 61, first round pick in 2024 next year, second round in 2025, and DJ Moore. I mean, how could you make it any better than that? I mean, that's the best. I mean, you can't argue. You can't even get greedy. If you make that deal, you got to be going to Pizzeria Uno or some shit.
We have
go get a nice deep dish pizza in Chicago tonight.
Barry and Wilson in the chat is saying Bryce. Anthony Richardson wasn't going that high. Listen, Barry, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it would not surprise me because of all the hype he got from that combine. But to me, I would rank it CJ, Bryce, and Anthony Richardson because from the get-go, I have had CJ Stroud as my number one quarterback.
You never know who the Panthers like the most, and maybe they feel, they just want to get their guy. So maybe it is Richardson. Who the hell knows? The fact that they're giving away DJ Moore, in this trade, maybe it is Richardson. Maybe they feel like in 2-3 years, Richardson's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So it's possible.
I like that. I like where you're going here because this is a team at the trade deadline. They moved off of CMC. Remember, they had like a bunch of guys rumored for sale. I think they had a defensive player. They had CMC. DJ Moore was in the conversation. They're really young and good on defense, but offensively, they blew it up, brought in a new head coach. And I think they're starting from ground zero in really a division. This division's wide open. I don't care about Derek Carr. If you want to give it to the Saints for the year, or maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers bring competency in, this whole division in the NFC South's trash. So if you're the Panthers, okay, we got a decent, a competent head coach, got a good defense. Let's develop a quarterback. Their running back room. What do you really got? You bring back Foreman. You have Chuba Hubbard. To me, the Panthers, whatever they have left in this draft, whatever they have left free agency money-wise, they need to go get offensive weapons now because the worst thing that they can do is you trade up everything to go get the number one pick and you give him the Houston Texans offense. And that's really what they did right here.
Yeah, and they freaking got rid of CMC as well. So they got rid of their two best players, two of the best two really good players. Obviously, CMC is probably the best running back in the league. And then DJ Moore is one of the best receivers in the league. So, and it's not like they're that old. These guys are young. So, but it's all to get the most important position in the game, and that is quarterback. Obviously, that's been their huge issue. Despite having that talent on offense, it hurt DJ Moore. It didn't really necessarily hurt CMC, but Carolina's got to execute now. They got to nail this pick, and then you're right. They got to surround and they got to nail more picks in this draft or free agent signings. Surround that guy in the right offense, and they got to nail it because they gave up on two really, really good players.
Panthers' current running back receiver room. You want to include whatever tight Tommy Tremble, Chuba Hubbard, Foreman's a free agent. And then here's your receivers under contract. Terrace Marshall, Shi Smith, Laviska Shenault, Rashad Higgins, Preston Williams, Andre Roberts. So you better go get whatever the hell's out there in free agency because you traded all your draft capital away. You got to go do something else because you cannot, whatever rookie you bring in, confidence is a big thing, man.
Yeah. They want to stay at least competitive in a shitty division, but it's still going to be a 2-3 year project for them. So you slowly build it, but you got to hit. Now's it. You got to be bringing Reich. You're starting over, bringing a brand new quarterback. You got to get it done within a couple of years.
Yeah, still, people reacting to this on Twitter. I was never high on DJ Moore until now. Absolutely love this move. For all parties involved. Do I think the Panthers overpaid a little bit? Yes, but they obviously have a plan. Let's see.
Gave up a lot.
If
the
it
Bears,
works.
man, wow, the Bears, hell of a job. What a freaking job. Incredible deal. You can't be more happy as a Bears fan or a Bears player or in the organization. That's just a plus move, in my opinion.
I get the line. Listen, the Bears, when Aaron Rodgers probably gone, they see this as an open division. It's open.
Yeah. It's definitely winnable. The Vikings, Kirk Cousins get a little older, they could squeak in there, man. Fields going to continue to grow as a quarterback. They just got to continue to build his team, and they could win it in a couple of years, maybe even next year. Who the hell knows?
Let's go to a new topic after that just broke the internet. The Cow